Have you ever noticed how your focus seems to evaporate halfway through the day? You start the morning sharp, ready to tackle your tasks, but a few hours in your brain feels heavy, your energy dips, and your attention scatters. You reread the same sentence 3 times, switch between tabs without purpose, or stare blankly at your to-do list wondering where your clarity went. You might grab another coffee, scroll for a quick hit of stimulation, or push through with sheer willpower, but the fog doesn't lift. Deep down, you know this isn't about laziness or lack of discipline. It's about how your brain naturally works. And the truth is, there's a way to reset your focus in just 2 minutes that doesn't rely on caffeine or endless breaks. It's like pressing the mental refresh button so you can return to your work with energy and clarity, as if the day just started. Today, I'll show you exactly how to do that. The first thing you need to understand is this: your brain isn't designed for constant, unbroken focus. Neuroscience shows that attention works in cycles. Your neurons burn energy while you concentrate, and eventually they hit fatigue. That's why focus doesn't just fade randomly. It's your brain signaling that it needs a reset. The mistake most people make is to fight this cycle. They try to force the brain to grind harder, but forcing only deepens the fog. The smarter move is to work with the cycle, not against it. And this is where the 2-minute reset comes in. When you use it, you're not pushing against biology. You're using biology to your advantage. Here's the framework I want you to remember: pause, reset, return. 3 steps, 2 minutes, hours of sharper focus. Let's break it down so you see not just what to do, but why it works and how to apply it right away. Step 1 is pause. This is the moment you notice your focus slipping. Instead of pushing through or reaching for another distraction, you deliberately stop for 2 minutes. This sounds counterintuitive. You're already behind, so why waste time? But here's the paradox: those 2 minutes actually save you hours. If you keep grinding in a fog, your efficiency plummets. Tasks that should take 10 minutes stretch into 40. By pausing, you prevent that spiral. But the pause isn't just about stopping, it's about interrupting the momentum of distraction. Imagine your brain like a snow globe that's been shaken up. All the glitter is swirling and you can't see clearly. The pause is you setting the globe down. That's the first essential move. Step 2 is reset. And this is the heart of the technique. In those 2 minutes, you're going to trigger a physiological shift that recharges your attention. The simplest, most effective reset is something called a visual and breathing reset. Here's how it works. You stand up, step away from your screen, and let your eyes focus on something far away. Out a window, down a hallway, or even just across the room. When your eyes shift to distance, your nervous system switches out of near mode strain, the state it's been locked in while focusing up close. You pair this with slow, controlled breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale twice as long through the mouth. Even just 4 or 5 cycles of this breathing calms your sympathetic nervous system and restores balance. What's happening here is fascinating. Your brainstem and visual cortex are resetting, which restores your capacity to concentrate. It's like letting your brain take a micro nap while you're still awake. You might wonder, why does this work so fast? The answer lies in how attention drains. Focusing up close, especially on screens, keeps your visual system in constant tension. The small muscles in your eyes are engaged continuously, which signals the brain to stay in a stressed, effortful state. That stress builds until you feel mental fatigue. But when you look far away, those muscles relax, and your brain interprets it as a signal of safety and spaciousness. Pair it with elongated exhalations, which increase parasympathetic activity, and within 2 minutes your nervous system resets. You go from tense and scattered to calm and clear. The science behind this is well documented. Studies in neuroscience and physiology confirm that visual resets combined with controlled breathing restore focus and energy far more effectively than stimulants. And unlike coffee, the effect compounds instead of crashing later. Step 3 is return. After the 2 minutes, you go back to your task, but now with a refreshed system. The key here is intention. Don't just drift back. Choose the exact thing you want to work on next and begin immediately. That small act of intentional re-entry locks in the reset. Your brain gets the message, we're starting fresh. And you'll notice the difference instantly. Sentences make sense again, decisions come easier, and your energy feels lighter. It's as if you just gave yourself a second morning in the middle of the day. Now, let's walk through how this plays out in real life. Imagine it's 2 p.m. You've been working for hours and you feel your focus slipping. Instead of scrolling on your phone, you pause. You stand, walk to the window, and let your gaze drift to the horizon. You breathe in slowly, out even slower. Your shoulders drop, your mind quiets, And after 2 minutes, you return to your desk. You pick the one task you need to do next and dive in. Suddenly, the fog is lifted. That sluggish heaviness is gone, and you find yourself moving through work with clarity again. That's the reset in action. 2 minutes and your brain is back online. The beauty of this method is that it doesn't just save you once, it compounds across the day. Use it 2 or 3 times and you'll notice something remarkable. Instead of your energy steadily declining, it renews in waves. Each reset is like hitting refresh on your mental browser. And because it takes only 2 minutes, it's easier than a break, quicker than meditation, and more reliable than caffeine. You can do it in an office, in a classroom, or even in a crowded cafe, anywhere you have a small window or distant point to look at. It's universal, portable, and immediate. And here's the deeper insight. The reset isn't only about your eyes or your breath. It's about teaching your brain a new rhythm. Instead of treating focus like a marathon where you grind until collapse, you treat it like an interval sport. Periods of intense engagement followed by micro resets. Athletes understand this. Rest is part of performance, not the absence of it. Your brain works the same way. By practicing pause, reset, return, you're aligning with how your biology is wired to function at its best. Over time, you'll stop fearing those focus crashes because you'll know exactly how to handle them. They won't feel like failures anymore. They'll feel like signals guiding you back to the reset. Now, think about what this means for your life. Imagine writing without drifting, studying without constant checking, working without endless coffee breaks. Imagine ending your day with energy still in the tank instead of feeling like a wrung-out sponge. That's what's possible when you master the 2-minute reset. It's not about squeezing more hours out of your day. It's about unlocking higher quality in the hours you already have. And that shift, quality over quantity, is what separates burnt-out productivity from sustainable high performance. Now let's make this even more practical. The reset only takes 2 minutes, but the way you use those minutes determines how powerful it becomes. Think of it as a ritual, not just a pause. Step away from your task physically if possible, even if it's just rolling your chair back or standing up. Direct your gaze away from screens and toward depth. Let your eyes relax into distance, and while they do, slow down your breath. Inhale smoothly through your nose, then exhale longer than your inhale. That longer exhale is key. It's like a signal to your nervous system that it's safe to relax. With each cycle, you'll feel a quiet shift inside. Your pulse slows, your chest loosens, your brain feels less cluttered. And in that calm, you'll notice something surprising. Your best ideas often surface. That's because when you stop flooding your system with stress signals, the brain's creative networks light up. Many people report that the reset doesn't just restore focus, it sparks clarity they didn't have before. Here's the beauty. You don't need a special location, equipment, or perfect conditions. You can do it in an office, at home, in a coffee shop. All you need is 2 minutes and the willingness to honor your brain's rhythm. The mistake many people make is dismissing techniques that sound too simple. But simplicity is exactly why this works. Complexity is the enemy of habit. When something is so easy you can do it anywhere, it's more likely to stick. And the science supports it. Just 2 minutes of this physiological reset reduces stress markers, lowers cognitive fatigue, and improves performance on tasks requiring sustained attention. You don't need more caffeine, more hours, or more apps to keep you on track. You need a pattern interrupt that restores your biology to balance. Think of your brain like a spotlight. Over time, the light dims, not because the bulb is broken, but because the battery is drained. The reset is plugging it back in. Without it, you keep trying to work with a weak beam, straining harder and harder. With it, you recharge and the light returns bright. That image alone can serve as a cue. The next time you notice your spotlight dimming, you know it's time to reset. It's not a failure, it's maintenance. Just like you wouldn't expect a car to run endlessly without refueling, you shouldn't expect your mind to run endlessly without resets. The 2-minute ritual is your refueling station. Let me anticipate another question. How often should you do it? There's no strict rule, but here's a helpful rhythm. Anytime you notice the signs, slowed reading, compulsive checking, irritability, or the sense that everything feels heavier than it should, reset. On average, that's every 60 to 90 minutes for most people, but don't overthink it. Your body already gives you the signals. Your job is to listen. And the more you practice, the more attuned you'll become. You'll catch the signs earlier, which means you'll reset before the fog deepens. That's how the practice compounds. Less wasted time in unfocused states, more hours of high-quality attention. Now imagine a whole day built on this. You start sharp in the morning, Midday comes, the first wave of fatigue appears. You reset. Afternoon, you feel the drag again. You reset. Evening, one last push before wrapping up. You reset. Each time, instead of spiraling into distraction, you return with clarity. By the end of the day, you haven't just survived. You've maintained a level of focus most people only dream of. And you didn't need to grind yourself down to get it. You simply partnered with your biology instead of fighting it. There's also a deeper psychological benefit here. Each reset isn't just about physiology, it's about trust. You're teaching yourself that you can rely on your focus, that you have a method to restore it when it slips. That confidence reduces the anxiety around productivity. You no longer panic when your mind wanders or your energy dips because you know exactly how to bring yourself back. That sense of control is transformative. It turns work from a constant battle into a more fluid rhythm where you know the tools and the rules of the game. And here's what I want you to hold on to. The 2-minute reset is not just a trick for better focus. It's a model for how to live more effectively. Life constantly demands output. You will always face tasks, deadlines, and distractions. But thriving isn't about output alone. It's about renewal. This simple reset is a daily reminder that true performance comes from cycles of focus and restoration. Respect those cycles and your capacity expands. Ignore them and you burn out. It's that simple. So let's bring this home. The next time you feel your focus slip, don't fight it, don't shame yourself, and don't numb it with another distraction. Pause for 2 minutes. Reset with distance vision and slow breathing. Return with clarity and intention. 3 steps, 2 minutes, hours of sharper focus. That's your framework. And once you experience it, you'll realize you don't need to fight through the fog anymore. You can clear it at will. That's freedom. Now it's your turn. Try it today, just once. Give yourself those 2 minutes and feel the difference. Then make it a habit and watch how your days transform. Because staying focused all day isn't about willpower, it's about rhythm. And when you learn to reset, you learn to own that rhythm. So go ahead, press refresh, and let your best self come back online.